Yep, this team is trash. That's all you need to know. See you next time. Nah, I'm just kidding. The Chicago White Sox, I feel bad. Last year, you see the record, 41 and 121. That's historic. That's really bad. Their team last year was awful. I don't think they had a guy above 1 WAR, and most of their guys were just terrible players. There's maybe one above average major league hitter and one above average major league pitcher, both of whom they traded away. But things might be looking up. The White Sox hired a new manager, which we'll get to. But I feel for the White Sox. It's tough not having your team win and being in this rebuilding phase, especially when it was only a few years back when Tim Anderson was balling, Moncada was balling, Louis Bob was balling. Everybody was doing really well, and it looked like the White Sox were gonna kind of might take a grab on the AL Central. They hired Tony La Russa, who is a legend. We all know how that went. But new team, new year, new team, White Sox. They added a few guys that'll help them, which is great. Mike Tauchman, they added him from the Cubs, so doesn't have to move cities. He's a good, solid guy. I'm not going to light anything up, but he's a good guy to stick in the outfield, maybe left field. He's been a good role player for his 4 years in the MLB. Josh Rojas, same thing. Really good year last year. And they picked him up. Will Venable. Josh Rojas was on the Astros, by the way. I was just remembering it. Kind of like when you forget someone's name and you're like, oh, what's up, bro? Anyway, Will Venable. I put this name on here because I feel as if that's an important as an addition than anyone, because they need a culture change. They need something to switch, because 41 and 121, that's bad, unacceptable, whatever you want to call it. That's terrible. Don't want to do that again. And then Martin Perez, who sadly is going to be their ace. According to Fangraphs. Thank you, Fangraphs, again. So yeah, this team is going to be bad again. They lost Garrett Crochet, of course. Arguable, though. They did get a lot back in the trade they made for him this offseason. That was kind of the blockbuster move that they made. So, I mean, give it a shot. I don't know. Got prospects for Garrett Crochet, but it always hurts losing a guy like Crochet. I mean, he's a stud. Moncada, another guy, was kind of going to be a staple centerpiece of their franchise, and he just never panned out the way they were hoping to after his breakout year in 2019. They also lost Mike Soroka, who he went 0-10 for them last year, but he was still okay as a pitcher, kind of. Yeah. So lose those three guys, but whatever. As we'll see, it's all about the prospects. And well, one guy still young, Louis Robert Jr. He's projected to have a bounce back season after a tough one last year. He's had some injuries in the past. They also lost Eloy Jimenez, but he had been falling off for a little while. He's another guy that used to be balling. Louis Bob, projected for about a 750 OPS, play a good center field. Probably going to get traded, though. Not going to lie. The White Sox are probably looking to sell him. He's been on the trade rumor mill for a long time, and I think he's up for an extension, maybe. I think this is like his 4th or 5th year in the league. I want to talk about another guy, Andrew Vaughn. He's whatever. Don't want to disrespect Andrew Vaughn. I'm cheering for him. and he's a good hitter. But at the first base position, you got to be putting up better numbers than what he's put up so far. And they were expecting him to be a stud. Hasn't panned out. Okay, let's get to and then Martin Perez. We talked about 4.56 is an ERA. He's entering his like 12th or 13th year in the league, so good for him. Only slated to pitch 136 innings. He's nothing special, but he'll throw some innings. Probably get rocked, but hey, it is what it is. It's about these three. All three, according to MLB.com, are slated to come up this year by either the start or midway through the year. Schultz is a little dicey on that, according to my sources. But we'll talk about Schultz first. He's the 16th ranked prospect. According to MLB, he's slated to come in 2025. All you need to know, he's 6'9", and he throws 99. 6'9", 99. And he's left-handed. That's crazy. Yeah, he's only like 21, 22 years old, so he's got time, but I can see why he's the 16th ranked prospect. And then you got Kyle Teal, who they acquired from the Red Sox in the trade. They also, I want to shout out Braden Montgomery. I didn't see him on the list of top prospects. Maybe I either missed him or because of an injury or it's too soon. He's not going to be up for a while. Probably 2027 or so, I think it said. But shout out to him. He might even be up here somewhat. Let me get back to you on that. Yeah, sorry, White Sox fans. I have him up right now in the right corner of your screen. Braden Montgomery is number 55. He's the 55th best prospect according to MLB. All you need to know about him, he's not going to be up for a couple years. Hopefully a year, maybe two. But first-round pick, outfielder out of Texas A&M, I believe, and first-round pick of the Red Sox, who traded him in the Crochet deal, as well as they trade Teal away as well. But Montgomery he's a stud. Loved watching him play in college. He's an insane arm. Like, how many dudes that could throw 96 as a pitcher and play the outfield? Great athlete. But so I will be looking forward to watching him play in the future. But the Montgomery that will be coming up this year is Colson Montgomery. Not great stats projected by Fangraphs. They may just be because they haven't really seen him play in the major leagues. But he's the 39th overall prospect, so expecting some decent things out of Colson. Shortstop, kind of a bigger shortstop. And, yeah, hoping for the best, hoping that he can replace that Tim Anderson spot that he left a few years back. I'd kind of ignore the Fangraphs numbers on this one. Maybe you should take them, but I feel as if projections are based on data that you have from existing major league seasons and stuff, and we don't know how Colson Montgomery, albeit he won't have a lot of protection in the lineup, we don't know how he's going to perform. He's kind of an unknown, but hoping for the best. That's the motto of this White Sox season, is expecting the worst and hoping for the best. And then we should talk about the prospects. Loaded system. Unfortunately, no really high. If I'm a White Sox fan, I kind of want a guy that's like top 10, but hey, you get what you get. Better than a lot of teams with 6 guys, good organizational depth. Higgins Smith is number 36. He's a guy that won't be featured for a couple of years, but he's a great arm pitcher. Then you got the Montgomerys, not related. At least I don't think so. And then Edgar Caro, who is probably going to split time with Teal when he comes up as well at the catcher position. 2 catchers. Not sure how that's going to play in the future. I think Teal's regarded a little bit better than Caro is, but we will see. Hey, not too shabby to have two top 100 catchers. As we said last season, awful. Last in AL Central, last in the MLB by a mile. Good news is they'll probably get a good draft pick. I don't know if the lottery these days they could get screwed over, but yeah, got that to look forward to. And Fangraphs is kind of optimistic about this team, having them just below the century mark on the loss column, 63 and 99. We're a little bit less optimistic, a little bit more pessimistic here. We have them going 57 and 105. Really tough to pick an MVP because honestly, everybody's kind of garbage. I don't mean that in a bad way or a disrespectful way, but yeah, baseball wise, they kind of suck. And there's nobody. We're picking Robert just based on the fact that he's shown that he's good and he's got potential. But as we said, he might get traded. So the next guy in line would probably be Andrew Vaughn or maybe Joey Gallo. They signed him. Maybe he can have a bounce back year. I have no idea. Mike Talkman, maybe. Maybe Colson Montgomery has an amazing rookie year, but he's not projected to be like a Gunnar Henderson type player, evidently. So who knows? White Sox fans, I'm sorry. But I hope you have fun watching this baseball season. All right, see ya.